We are live from the Alpha Tavern in Wheeling, West Virginia for this spring edition of Inside Hilltopper Athletics live here again at the Alpha Tavern in Wheeling, West Virginia. Thank you for joining us on Topper Station. I am Todd Allum. Joining me for the first segment, head coach of Acro and Tumbling, Kelsey Kyle. Sixth season on the Hilltop as head coach. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's going to be a good one this year. We've got a lot of good things for Acro and Tumbling this season. But since it's a preview show, we kind of want to get to know the coach and a little bit more about the program. When it comes to Acro and Tumbling, how many really high school programs for this sport are there, or what sports do you recruit from to get Acro and Tumbling athletes?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that's pretty unique to the sport of acrobatics and tumbling is it was actually created at the collegiate level. So you can't really find high schools that have it as a sport. There are some more kind of like clubs popping up across the country, kind of branching off of gymnastics. So there is like an integration a little bit into youth acrobatics and tumbling, but for the most part, I'm recruiting primarily from gymnastics and cheerleading, and that's kind of like the beauty in it too, is there's so many athletes out there that have grown up doing this skill set, even though it's something that is completely different. They can still be recruited to come and be on a college acrobatics and tumbling team and learn something new at 18.
That's a tremendous deal there, and again, the ability to find a diamond in the rough with those kind of things as well. When you're recruiting these players for Acro and Tumbling, what do you look for in a student athlete?
Well, since I can't really look at film of somebody doing acrobatics and tumbling, I of course look at whatever experiences they do have. So whether that's a tumbling background, stunting, sometimes it's to do with like weightlifting, different things like that. I'll look at whatever their athletic background is, because again, they're having that skill set that they've grown up doing that will then allow them to transition into acrobatics and tumbling in college. But because this is something brand new for them, more than anything, I'm looking for athletes that are just really excited to come in and to be a college athlete and to learn something new, to work hard, because that's how you're going to be able to transition into the sport, is to just really be willing to use what you've been doing your whole life, but then be ready and excited about doing something different at the same time.
Yeah, then as we get into this, talking about what you want to look for in recruiting now to some of the players that you have recruited, we've got some returning players that, again, you say about 50% of your team has had a good amount of experience in acro and tumbling. Who are some of those returners that we can expect to see some good things from?
Yeah, so again, my team has been a little bit unique this season as well, where we are 50% returning athletes, but then on the other side, 50% brand new athletes that have never done this before. So with that, we have a lot of experience coming into play, but then we also have a lot of fresh new athletes that are learning as we go. But with our returners, we have a really awesome senior class this year. I have just a couple off the top of my head that you're going to see if you come to any of our meets. You're going to see these girls a lot. Kayla Gandy and Abby Horvath, they're partners. Kayla's a top, Abby is a base. You see them together pretty much start to finish throughout the meet. Same with Avery Ray and Gabby Goulden. They're acro partners. Avery's the top, Gabby is the base. You're going to see the two of them do things from the first event all the way through to the end, and that's kind of a trend. You can kind of see the ones that are partnered up, and you can see the ones that definitely have some history and a lot of good compatibility working together.
Absolutely so. It's going to be exciting for a lot of the Topper Nation to watch this year. With that said, again, 50-50 roster. You got some good competition in the Mountain East Conference. What is your expectation for this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we go into every season wanting to do our absolute best and wanting to be competitive within our conference. Our conference is one of the most competitive regions of play for acrobatics and tumbling in the nation. Just for perspective, they take the top 8 to nationals every year, and that is all divisions across the entire country. And historically, we've had at least 2 MEC teams making it to nationals, so that's just showing how competitive our conference is. And that just also shows that if you're finishing as conference champs or even as conference runner-ups, there is a very great chance that you can make it to nationals that year, and that's where we want to be. We want to be competing with those schools every single season.
The Toppers preseason poll in the MEC was 4th. You had a good showing against Duquesne, the number 15 team in the nation. Just barely fell short of beating Duquesne. Give us your take on that competition.
Yeah, I was really happy with our performance this past weekend against Duquesne. It was one of the first times we've competed against a Division I school, and I do think that that's going to come into play. But we want to be able to hang with just about anyone. But at our meet, we hit our skills really, really well. We were ahead going all the way into the tumbling event, which is the 5th event, and then ultimately it did come down to some start value differences where their start values, which that's what's showing the difficulty of skills, was just a little bit higher than ours. So we were executing our things to our best ability, but with that start value discrepancy, that's where we kind of started to drop off a little bit. And then same in team event, I think they had about a 5-point advantage going into team event over us just purely by start values. And then there's some things we could of course clean up in our team event, but we were able to hang with them the entire time, looking at a Division I nationally ranked program. And so coming off of a meet like that, that's all I can ask for from my team.
Absolutely so. And up next for the Hilltoppers, they travel to Trine University on February 28th. What is your, I guess, prediction, or what are your expectations for the upcoming meet?
Yeah, and that's just another example of, that's a Division III school.
Yeah.
So whenever our acrobatics and tumbling programs across our country are competing, you're competing against your conference, your own division, but then also different divisions as well. So it's kind of funny that we're going from a Division I program to now a Division III, but that just kind of shows how our sport's growing and that you got to compete against anybody that you possibly can. But I'm excited. We have a little bit of a non-conference stretch, so we had Duquesne, Trine next, and then we also go to Belmont Abbey, which is a Division II in North Carolina. So I'm excited to be able to refine some of our skills. We went 3 weeks in a row, so we have this weekend off before we go next weekend. So I'm excited to be able to slow it down a little bit at practice to be able to really work on some of those tumbling upgrades that we need, and then we can hit those really well for these couple non-conference matchups before we finish out in our conference play.
Well, I know you're limited on time today. Coach Kelsey Kyle has practice right after the show. She's got to head right back up the hill. But before we let you go, just a little bit of past history with Topper Station and doing some of the broadcasts. Your first year here at West Liberty, Lauren Fridley was a broadcast student here at West Liberty, was a huge help in making sure we could do all the acro and tumbling broadcasts. She had such great knowledge of it. But we were able to witness, at that point in time, the highest point total overall ever for West Liberty. I think you've beaten that now. And then still the only perfect 10 in a single event. We got to witness that at the ASRC on one of our live broadcasts of the acro and tumbling meet. So hopefully we can see some great stuff again. Those were tremendous times, and I can only imagine as a coach you want to get back to those moments as well.
That's right. It's very crazy to think that that was 6 years ago now. It was actually the last meet that we had before our season got cut short because of COVID, and it was definitely a really special coaching moment being able to experience that with my players. And yeah, this is, again, a unique sport because we can strive to be perfect. Yep. We did it once, and we're working for that all the time. We'd love to see another perfect 10 pop up.
Well, Coach Kyle's got to get back to get to that perfect 10. She's got practice right after that. Coach, thank you so much for being on the preview show with us. Folks, stick around. We'll be right back for the next segment of Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
Thank you.
My name is Tina Bhatnagar. I am the Medical Director of Hematology and Medical Oncology at WVU Cancer Institute Wheeling Hospital. I think there's immense opportunity that's coming with the building of this regional cancer center. I think we'll be able to offer ongoing outstanding quality of care. If you feel the pressure of having to leave your home because you feel like you're going to get better care somewhere else, that's just an added stressor. So our hope is to put in everything just in your backyard.
Hey guys, my name's Todd Cover. I'm President and CEO of Belmont Savings Bank. People ask me all the time what makes Belmont Savings different. Here's a few examples. We are 100% focused on our customers. We have the best checking accounts around. All the decisions are made here locally, and the money stays here in your local community. So follow us on social media to find out what we're doing in your community. I encourage you to visit our website or come check us out in person. How may we help you today?
From the long-lasting and reliable heating and cooling systems we send out the door, to the friendly and knowledgeable dealers who go the extra mile. With a no-hassle replacement limited warranty, you can trust day and night to deliver outstanding service and performance, keeping you a step ahead with advanced technology and exceptional comfort. To find a day and night dealer, visit dayandnightcomfort.com.
Grab a meal at the Dirty Dog Tavern. Located at the top of the hill in West Liberty, Dirty Dog Tavern offers a family-friendly atmosphere with a full menu as well as adult beverages. Catch the game during weekday happy hours, play games like darts or pool, or enjoy the deck with your family and friends. Open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 8. Come to the Dirty Dog Tavern in the town of West Liberty, a proud supporter of Hilltopper Athletics.
If you're looking for off-campus housing, then Hilltop Acres is where you need to be. Just minutes from campus, Hilltop Acres offers modern amenities like high-speed internet, large flat-screen smart
Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. Joining me for this second segment, head coach of West Liberty Tennis men's and women's, Ron Hollowitz here. Thank you very much for being on the show with us, taking time out of your busy day. A lot of good things coming for tennis. Had a one-year pause. What are the challenges in having that one-year pause with the program and bringing it back?
Delighted to be back. Want to start with that. Sometimes I guess you live twice, and we're lucky enough to be part of that. And so just so overjoyed for the surrounding community, the Wheeling Ogilvie tennis community, former alum, and of course the university. To answer your question, some of the challenges, we were reinstated at the end of March, so a lot of seniors had already, committed, so that made it a little bit challenging, but was pretty on the ball with recruiting, went out and was able to get some strong local players at OVAX, and then brought in a couple players as well, in addition to that, for starting in January here, and was also fortunate enough to have a little bit of help from the soccer team. So we actually have a couple of dual sport athletes, so finding a way, but we do have a full roster, so really excited to get to that point.
And I like that you brought up dual sport athletes. I like asking, especially college coaches, this question. When you're recruiting an athlete that's played in high school, do you like those athletes that were dual sports?
I'm a huge fan of the cross trainers, and with tennis, soccer, lots of movement there, so that's kind of what we're seeing. And but it's a little bit challenging sometimes recruiting, especially in the past. The game has been so international, so a lot of the videos, the recruiting from foreign players, how do you can't really come visit here, so you're having that conversation, and so you're looking at, of course, what is your GPA, what is your rank, you're looking at some video and the footage, and again, doing the best you can. But now, one of the beauties of this, of being reinstated, is we're having more domestic players. We're able to get, more local players from Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania, so that should really be advantageous.
When you are recruiting, what are some of the qualities you look for in your student athletes?
Students first. So that's always, one of my, of course, being a faculty member at West Liberty too, so I always look for the importance of being a really good student, and then of course, which you've done on court, but, so, helping out the community. We do a lot of community service. That's really important as well, so looking at the resume, but no, really into achievements. It's kind of a balance. High school, what have you done in your high school? What have you done in maybe your USTA? How have you competed in your tennis? And so there's different tennis metrics, UTR, tennis recruiting, USTA, and so at the end of the day, I like to kind of use a combination of these factors.
Well, we got men's and women's tennis for West Liberty in this one as the head coach for both. You've got a men's team with 4 members, very young group, 3 freshmen, 1 sophomore. What do you expect from the returners or people that you've had before? What do you expect from some of your players in tennis?
They're going to be loose. They can swing for the fence. There's zero pressure on us, so we really like the position that we're in right now, and so we're just really concentrating hard on trying to be the best version of ourselves. We're not getting carried away with results or again performing right now, and but really just looking to see how much growth can we show. And we've done an incredible job since walking out on court back at the end of August. So we've really transformed, really grown, and excited to see that pay off next week against W&J here.
Yeah, the men's team will be playing February 22nd at 3 p.m. at the Wheeling Park Bubble at Wheeling Park against Washington and Jefferson, as you said, and then March 1st also at the Wheeling Bubble against D&E, Mountain East Conference opponent. On the women's side, you've got a little bit more, I don't want to say age, but maybe experience. You've got 2 juniors on that squad, 3 freshmen for the women's team. What can we expect from the ladies?
We're really lucky. We're kind of anchored with one of our go-to players, Evelina. So she's returning. She's from the former team, and so this is her last season. So she's laying it all on the line. So we're really expecting a great season from her. And then we picked up a walk-on. We picked up a couple other locals as well. I think they're going to be a huge part of this team as well. So we've got some youth on our side. We've got a bright future. So excited, and then not to mention next year coming in already, we have a few incoming players as well. So from local high schools as well. So we're very optimistic about the future.
We look at your coaching staff as well. Some of the help that you've got. You've got a new assistant coach in Travis Klosser. What can you tell us about Travis?
Travis is a key asset for us. Former college tennis player at Waynesburg back in the day in the early 90s. He's a mathematician, so a math faculty member at West Liberty, so there's no escape. He puts the odds in your favor. So as a true statistician, the common sense and really putting the statistics. And so really huge fan of his shot selection, his ideas, what he brings to the table. So we're really lucky to have him on the side, and hopefully the plan is for him to be the women's coach next year.
That's tremendous for Travis. Glad to have him on board. Also, one of your longtime assistants, George Frazier, is back. It said his 18th season. I want to make sure that's correct.
That is correct. And we're so privileged to have George. He brings so much to the table. He's, again, a great guy, incredible shape. He's a wonderful role model and, a fighter, somebody at the end of the day you truly want on your team. So I've been very, very blessed and honored to have George as a friend and a colleague.
I can attest to that. I'll get a little personal with this. Way back when Coach Frazier, as I'll call him, he coached his son and myself in Waha hockey way back in the day, so at least twice, maybe 3 times. So I know what it's like to have him as a coach. It was always fun playing on his teams, and I got to assume it's going to be the same for your tennis squad.
Exactly. Never a dull moment with Coach Frazier. We love him.
And as you said, again, being part of the faculty and having other coaches part of the faculty as well, just having a sport to play as you're going through college, how much can that really build not only self-esteem but just character as you grow into an adult?
In College of Education, we talk about 21st century learning skills all the time, and so preparing for the workforce, the teamwork, the collaboration, that piece of working together, and really, really like the idea of these student athletes coming together here. Some of us are on different wavelengths. We're all coming from different backgrounds, but at the end of the day, we're preparing each other and getting ready for the workforce because all of us are going to we're ending up there one way or another. So.
And one last question. I know you got some things going on tonight as well. Got to get out of here soon. Do you know anything about basketball? Because at one point in time, we had a pretty good tennis coach that knew a few things about basketball as well and did pretty well with that sport.
I enjoy watching it. I love following West Liberty and my alma mater. I can't really go into too much depth other than that, but I'm a huge fan of it. Love the game.
Folks at home, I think, remember Coach Crutchfield for basketball, but also a great tennis coach at West Liberty before that. Coach, thank you so much for spending time with us, taking time out of your busy day to do these shows. We'll get better at this as the year goes on and we do more of these coaches shows, but up on campus. It'll be fun. Again, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time, and I guess have a good night.
Thank you. My pleasure. Go Toppers. Thanks for having me.
Folks, stick around. We'll be right back for more Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
Hospital. I think there's immense opportunity that's coming with the building of this regional cancer center. I think we'll be able to offer ongoing outstanding quality of care. If you feel the pressure of having to leave your home because you feel like, you're going to get better care somewhere else, that's just an added stressor. So our hope is to put in everything just in your backyard.
Hey guys, my name's Todd Cover. I'm President and CEO of Belmont Savings Bank. People ask me all the time what makes Belmont Savings different. Here's a few examples. We are 100% focused on our customers. We have the best checking accounts around. All the decisions are made here locally, and the money stays here in your local community. So follow us on social media to find out what we're doing in your community. I encourage you to visit our website or come check us out in person. How may we help you today?
From the long-lasting and reliable heating and cooling systems we send out the door, to the friendly and knowledgeable dealers who go the extra mile. With a no-hassle replacement limited warranty, you can trust day and night to deliver outstanding service and performance, keeping you a step ahead with advanced technology and exceptional comfort. To find a day and night dealer, visit dayandnightcomfort.com.
Grab a meal at the Dirty Dog Tavern. Located at the top of the hill in West Liberty, Dirty Dog Tavern offers a family-friendly atmosphere with a full menu as well as adult beverages. Catch the game during weekday happy hours, play games like darts or pool, or enjoy the deck with your family and friends. Open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 8. Come to the Dirty Dog Tavern in the town of West Liberty, a proud supporter of Hilltopper Athletics.
Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics, the third segment of the night. This one will be West Liberty softball and head coach Sarah Pellegrin. Second season as head coach. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
This should be a pretty good segment here, folks. The Toppers in your first season had a 20-win campaign. Not too shabby for your first year as head coach. I don't want to put too much lofty expectations on her, but a tremendous year last year. I got to assume probably something similar this year.
Yeah, we return almost everybody, so that's really encouraging for our team. I think that we have a lot to look forward to this year.
In terms of recruiting, you got a lot of returning players, but some newcomers as well.
Absolutely.
When you are recruiting, what qualities do you look for in student athletes?
I like athletes, so I like girls. If we have to recruit positionally, we will. However, I like a player who might be able to catch one game, play third base the next game if she's good enough to do so. I like stealing bases, so you're going to see probably in the next few years a lot of fast girls come onto the roster, and that's how I like to compete. I want girls to have versatility out there, and if we need to put them in multiple positions, that's what we'll do.
As we talk a little bit about this as well, we go with the starting rotation of pitchers, also bullpen. How do you see these things shaping up for the Lady Toppers?
The good thing is we have our whole entire bullpen back. So we had 5 pitchers last year, we have 5 pitchers this year, and typically what we do is try to match them who plays well off of who for a game, expecting our starting pitcher to get as many innings as possible, unless we're facing maybe a really good lineup that we know, okay, at the top of the lineup we're going to have to switch our pitchers just to keep them off balance a little bit. But other than that, we like our starting pitchers, we hope to get the best out of them, as many innings as possible, and then whoever's coming in next is going to give them a little bit different look than what that starting pitcher might be.
And maybe you tipped your hand a little bit in telling us earlier you like to fast players, like to steal a lot of bases. Offensively, you looking for long balls, you looking for home runs, or you playing small ball a little bit?
We're going to do a little bit of everything. It kind of depends on what that player brings to the table. I know we have a incomer, a Marshall transfer, and she is a catcher for us. And she hits it hard. So I don't know if we're going to need to bunt her unless it's absolutely necessary, because what she does is hit, and she hits well. So we're going to allow her to do that. But there are players on our team very much like that. If there are hitters, we're going to let them hit. But if we're in a situation where it's a close ball game and we're going to need to produce 1 or 2 runs to get a win, then the small ball is going to come into play. And then our fast girls, we're going to put them on base and hopefully steal a lot of bases.
And defensively, what are we looking at your team makeup here? A lot of good middle infielders, great outfield catchers. What are we looking at?
Yeah, so I would say some key returners would be our middle infielders and our shortstop, Sarah Simon, and our second baseman, Jaden Conrad. So both of them had pretty great seasons last year, and both are coming back better than ever, quite honestly. Like, they are very ready to rock. Every time they come to practice, they're given 100%, and it doesn't matter what might have happened in their day. And so I couldn't ask for better players in them, and they're very good leaders as well. Outfielders, we have Sydney Johnson and Kayla Mancuso coming back. Sydney had to sit out the second half of our season last year because of a shoulder injury. She's all fixed up now, and so she's ready to rock with Kayla. And there's slappers in our lineup that will also steal some bases if we need them to. And then Cadence Pettit, she's a pitcher for us, and she, I believe, was second team last year, all conference, and she will give us a pretty good go. She has a lot more of a velocity to her than our other pitchers, but it's kind of cool working with our staff along with her. Every single person on our staff can stand out in some way that we might need them to. So, but we have our whole team back, so it's really cool. And then incomers, we have some freshmen that are going to start this year, and that's really cool to add to the mix as well, I suppose.
Yeah, some of those newcomers as well. They're always fun to see additions to the new teams, especially when you got everybody coming back. Which one of those newcomers can really rise above and step right in with the players that have been here for quite some time? That's going to be fun to watch. Lenore Ryan tournament coming up February 22nd and 23rd. Should be a good one for the toppers. What are your expectations?
Every time we step on the field, my expectation is that we give heart, hustle, and focus, and effort, of course. So I talk a lot about non-negotiables with our team, and very rarely does that stem from anything softball related. It's all, how are we showing up for ourselves and for each other as a team, and that's what matters to me more than almost anything else. And so we will show up, we will do our best. I truly believe that every single girl on my team is very 100% on board. They're going to do what they need to do, whatever role that they might be asked to play. Yeah, but we have 4 very good teams that we're playing down in the Lenore Ryan tournament, and I think LR is like 19th in the nation right now. So it's going to be a good look for us.
There's going to be some stiff competition as well for the folks at home that may not know. Again, second season at head coach at West Liberty softball, but playing days at West Virginia State in conference rival.
Right.
I know it's further on, later on in the season. The team's not really thinking about that yet, but playing against an old alum, I guess, or the old school, does it give a little bit more juice to the team, or just yourself?
I would say maybe a little bit of both, because I always hey, it's my alma mater, let's go, right? But what's really cool about West Virginia State is that one of my teammates is the head coach there, and Maddie Best, and so we get to compete against one another, and it's a really cool, not only a catch-up weekend with us, because we'll also go to dinner after the games and whatnot, but it's just really cool to be able to say, hey, I'm coaching against one of my former teammates at West Virginia State, and then she gets to coach for her alma mater, so it's nice.
Those rivalries are always some of the best, where no matter what, win, lose, or draw, after the game, we're going to hang out, we're going to go to dinner, have fun, but don't you think for one second that I don't want to beat you worse than any other coach that I'm going to face. I want to beat you more than anybody.
Yep.
Love those kind of matchups. Again, just total expectations overall for the season. What do you expect of your team?
I'm going to go back to our non-negotiables and our core values. We worked really hard on a culture side of things to really empower our young women to be good humans. Like, when I think about a program that I want to build, it's a really good team full of really good humans. And I don't want to be the team that, possibly goes on and down the road and people are like, oh, I hate playing that team because they're a bunch of butt heads, right? Like, I don't want to be that team. I want to be the team that's like, man, they were a really good team and they're really respectful as well. And I think that that's my whole goal is I want to be a very good team of very good humans. That is what I expect at all times. But I hope that I think we always have many goals in our head of what we would like this season to look like. And for me, I just want to do a little bit better than last year. And so, and take those baby steps. And I think that we'll be able to, for sure.
Coach, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be with us on this Coaches Show. It'll be fun the rest of the year going through these Coaches Shows as well. Folks at home, again, pay attention. The Nora Ryan Tournament, February 22nd and 23rd. Pay attention online for those ones. Should be a great one. The Toppers should have a great season. Again, Coach, thank you for being with us. Folks, stick around. We'll be right back for more Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
At Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Your trusted partner in the community, the Health Plan, here for you.
My name is Ron Sismondo. I'm an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon at WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital. So my goal is to never try to take you out of whatever you want to do. I'm not there to pull them off the field. Like, I'm not there to tell you, like, you can't go golfing or you can't do what you love doing and what you enjoy doing. My goal is to make sure that you're able to continue to do it and do it as best as you possibly can. You want to be out there. That's something that's important to you. That's part of your life.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays?
That's incredible.
And several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. Joining me for this segment, head coach of baseball at West Liberty, Eric Burkle, a very familiar face, been around for a little while. 13th year as the head coach for West Liberty, 18th overall as a coach at West Lib. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Well, we've asked all the other coaches these kind of similar questions.
Okay.
But for West Liberty baseball and your style of play, what kind of qualities do you look for in recruits for West Liberty?
For us, it's changed over a few years, but right now you're still looking for athletes. The trend in baseball has gone back to the two-way guys. If you've got a kid, every kid that pitches thinks he can hit. Every kid that hits thinks he can pitch. So you're entertaining all those kids. Every freshman pitcher that we brought in this year thinks they can hit. So we give them that opportunity. So for us, we're looking for athletes. We want everybody shortstop. We'll take 9 shortstops and put them on the field. Even in the major leagues, most of your outfielders are former shortstops.
Yep.
So it's been an easy recruit the last couple of years.
Do you like that change in baseball? I mean, I guess people complain about Major League where it's just it's either a strikeout or a home run, it seems like every time. Do you see that kind of trend happening in Division II?
Used to. It's going the other way now.
Okay.
Now it's back to let's hit for average, let's move runners over, let's score some runs. It's been our total run numbers have gone down as a conference and as a Division II. It's it's no longer just go pound the ball out of the ballpark. The LSU days of the 90s are gone. So.
Well, with this team, we'll talk about positionally in a little bit. We'll just go with, in general, some key returners to this baseball club.
Oh, we're pretty veteran this year. It's nice, you have Jacob Sherman, a senior. You have Kobe Hill, a senior. Connor Hazika, a new face, but he's a senior. So our outfield is all seniors. And then in our infield, you're talking about a graduate transfer in William Glick, a senior at shortstop, a senior at second base with Noah Mildred and Ryan Talbert. We have a junior in Will Balgo, former freshman of the year. So, and we have two catchers behind the plate with Cam Jackson and Luke Marsh that are veterans. Cam's been in the program 4 years. Luke's been at 3 years now, so the excuse of they're too young is not there anymore. So this should be a fun year for us.
And Topper football fans, if you recognize the name Will Balgo,
yes.
It's correct. He is also the tight end for the football team, so dual sport athlete. We've asked a few other coaches this as well. When recruiting or getting some of those high school kids, the dual sport athletes, what do you think of those kind of players?
I don't mind them. Roger and I work well with the football guys. So I have two now. We just added one for next year. So, and as long as they're not a skill position guy, where they have to be there in April, I'm not going to take his quarterback in April and get him hurt. So, it's as long as he's not a skill position guy. We've worked well where we put football players. That's the only sport that I've worked with so far. I've had a dual golfer where he's really busy in the fall but not too busy. So it's been easy.
And then some of the newcomers for this squad, a lot of new ones for West Liberty this year. Some of the big ones.
Yeah, we've added some freshmen that are impact guys right away, mostly on the pitching side. Tyler Skeen from Pittsburgh is a player to watch. He's in the low 90s now as a freshman. He's going to get a lot of innings for us on the mound. Mason Chaney, another young pitcher that's going to get a lot of action. Connor Chansey, another pitcher. Drew Benchich from Philadelphia, another kid that's going to get a lot of innings. And then positionally, Brody Lataw has already been in the lineup. He's battling an injury right now, but he's going to get a lot of innings for us. So our freshman impact guys are going to be huge for us. They complement these seniors. When these seniors fail or they have a bad day, it's easy to put one of these kids in the game. They know the game well.
We kind of moved from returning players and newcomers to more positionally. Just wanted to ask about the offensive side. I'm sorry. First off, about the starting rotation in the bullpen. A lot of guys returning. What do you see the strength being there with the pitchers?
We're healthy. Last year I've never had a season where we were not healthy like that. 1 through 5. This year we're healthy. Last year 1 through 3 we missed the season. So this year 1 through 5 we're healthy. Plus we complement with a strong bullpen now. So for us to be picked 5th out of 5 in the North, that's fun for us. Hey, we're coming. So it's with what we have returning, with the Chase Lautner, a senior, Drake Dobson, a senior, Ethan Conley, a senior, and then you complement with the Tyler Skeen transfer and JT Thompson. The pitching staff is strong and it's healthy right now, so we're in good shape.
What are the expectations for the Toppers offense this year? I know you like to say you want your squad to kind of bat for average and move the runners around the bases. What can we expect from the offense?
I would love to tell you that we're going to hit, 60 home runs as a squad, but no, we're not. And we hit 2 in the opening series, but and they were huge. But we're a team that situationally we have to do some things, and we have to do them a little better than what we're doing them now. Every day at the end of practice, my assistant coaches, they run them through a situational drill where first situation is a bunt to third, and they have to do that, and they have to every day. That's what they have to do. So the approach side of it is where we need to be offensively. Even last year with the struggles that we had, we were fine offensively. So hoping to carry that over with all returning players in the lineup.
Yeah.
So we're looking to score some runs, and being healthy on the pitching staff it's probably not the same Hilltopper team we've had in a while. So it's going to be fun to watch.
And besides the pitching staff, what are going to be some of the strengths defensively for your Hilltoppers?
Wow. We have, like I said, everybody returns. So, I would put our center fielder up against anybody defensively. Hazika and a healthy Jacob Sherman in right field are just as good as anybody anywhere. And then when you put two seniors in the middle and Mildred and Talbert, we can turn two with anybody. We have the ability, if somebody sacrifice bunts, we can walk somebody. I think we'll walk the next guy, we'll just turn two. I'm not quite sure how to answer it, but having those guys with the experience. Coaching has been easy for me this year. I have great assistants. They do more work than they have in a long time. And we battle a little bit, but it's
baseball.
Yeah, it is, and I give them opinions and I let them coach. I expect them to coach. I give them free reins when it's time to coach. Eventually, it all comes down to me anyway. But I let them win or I let them fail. But they have to learn. They're going to do this for a living, so they need to learn.
Well, the Toppers have Cedarville coming up February 22nd. It's a heavy away schedule this year for the Toppers, but the first home game will be, it'll be doubleheaders, I believe. March 22nd against D&E, a doubleheader, and then March 23rd, West Virginia Wesleyan comes in for also a doubleheader. Those are the first games at home, I believe, for the Toppers this year.
Yes, they are. It's the way the MEC schedule set up for baseball. Normally, everybody goes south the first week, so that works out great for us. Our field just doesn't hold water the way it used to. So, and on March 22nd, opening day, first game of the year, Rex Lancaster is going to throw out the first pitch. So that is going to be a video. Everybody should be there to get that video.
Well, I'm certain Logan will be there to get footage of it and make sure it gets across all of our social media pages for West Liberty University. Coach, I think that takes up all of our time for this segment. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be with us. I look forward to doing this all season long, talking to you. So thank you for being here, folks. Stick around. We'll be right back for another segment of Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Grab a meal at the Dirty Dog Tavern. Located at the top of the hill in West Liberty, Dirty Dog Tavern offers a family-friendly atmosphere with a full menu as well as adult beverages. Catch the game during weekday happy hours, play games like darts or pool, or enjoy the deck with your family and friends. Open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 8. Come to the Dirty Dog Tavern in the town of West Liberty, a proud supporter of Hilltopper Athletics.
If you're looking for off-campus housing, then Hilltop Acres is where you need to be. Just minutes from campus, Hilltop Acres offers modern amenities like high-speed internet, large flat-screen smart TVs, and in-unit laundry, as well as complete kitchens with dishwasher. You'll love the vibrant community vibe and friendly neighbors. Enjoy a balanced student life with everything you need right at your doorstep. So why wait? Make Hilltop Acres your home away from home today.
See? Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. Joining me for this segment, the hardest working coach in Topper Station, Jason Falvo. He was here for the fall with cross country, the winter with indoor track, and now the spring with outdoor track. Again, Coach Belichick, now at the college ranks, he's got nothing on no days off, Coach Falvo.
No days off, buddy. No days off. It's fun. It's good to be back. I love doing it. It's been great doing it every week with you guys, too. So let's get to it.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly going to be kind of like our usual weekly segment for indoor track. It's a lot of the same people. I wonder, with the way that indoor track has gone, it seems like there's a new record set with every single meet that goes on, women's and men's side.
Yeah.
Could that be a possibility for outdoor track as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, the events change a little bit. We're having some success right now in some of the events that, Isaac Tava, the shot put's an indoor and outdoor event, although the implement itself will change. Yeah. It goes from a rubber to a steel or, however it goes. And then you have Hunter Patterson doing his work in the 60-meter, which will become the 100-meter outside. The 200-meter will stay the same. And then obviously Kiara Ross and the records in Sierra Lanham, all those will translate. So, yeah, certainly a little bit of a difference. We hope to still break records. You don't know. Oh, yeah. Weather depending, right? But, yeah, we look forward to a really strong outdoor season for sure.
The same question that I've been asking all of these coaches. It's supposed to be a preview show.
Sure.
When it comes to recruiting, what kind of qualities do you look for in student athletes?
Yeah, great question, Leon. And I tell the recruits that we have, certainly there's coach answers. Everybody wants a hardworking kid, great academic, right? Be a great person, be a great teammate for sure. All those things really matter. I think for me, the differentiating factor is, are you okay being uncomfortable? Can you handle all the new of what's going to come to you, right? Can you handle the academic load, being away from home, dorms, food, then the grind of practice, right? A lot of track and field or cross-country athletes don't really practice every day, right? We are in it from, as we just talked about, from the summer until it's over in late May. Can you handle that? And that brings a lot of uncomfortability. And we know the more that we can thrive in uncomfortability, the more we can grow. And certainly our athletes that are doing successful things right now are learning that and doing a great job of that. But for me, that's the deciding factor. Are they willing to be uncomfortable, get out of the norm, be willing to be sore? Track is hard, right? When we're working muscles, we're trying to do a slow cook, right? We can't get too aggressive and too not aggressive. We got to find that medium. I use the analogy we talked about before. You're slow cooking a sauce. If you're slow cooking a red sauce like my grandma used to do, you turn the heat up too high, you'll burn them, or a kid will get injured. You turn the heat down too low to get runny, they won't perform well. So we got to try to find that proper temperature and kind of slow cook. And in that, soreness, fatigue, tired, can they grind themselves all the way through that uncomfortability and get there? So for me, I'm looking for kids that want to be uncomfortable.
And we've asked some of the other coaches the same thing. When you're recruiting high school athletes, some of these athletes can be dual sport athletes as well. What has been your experience with dual sport? I know you were one of them in your high school days as well, playing in high school and college, but your assumption, or your view of the dual sport athletes.
Yeah, well, all of our kids are dual sport kids, right? They're doing cross, indoor, outdoor, right? All 3 different seasons. But in terms of somebody maybe that did football or soccer or something like that, I think, can they time manage, right? Can they, Coach Pete and I were just talking about a young lady today, like, can they handle the grind of whatever they're going to do in season 1 to whatever they need to do in season 2, and can we balance it? Can they balance what makes sense for them academically, what makes sense for them athletically? It certainly happens. I certainly think it takes a special person to be able to do that. Hunter Patterson and Isaac Tavo are great examples of that. They both played football in the fall. They're having great success right now in the winter season for us in track. They've been able to balance that. Coach Walleye and I have kind of worked out a really good, system of what makes sense for all those, and we can handle it. But most coaches, like any coaches, we want our kids all year round. We don't want any other hands in there. But track bodes for that a little bit just because of the longevity of the season. So we'll work it out. What makes sense for the athlete? What makes sense for them to reach the goals that they want to reach, and then we'll work through it.
And I know when we've talked about this in other coaches' shows for indoor and cross country, we've kind of talked about your thoughts on the difference between indoor and outdoor.
Sure.
In my mind, have any of the players or runners kind of spoken to you about the difference between indoor and outdoor? It's more of the player or the runner's thoughts on the difference between the two.
Yeah, I think if you ask a distance runner or a cross country runner, they can't wait to get outside. Right? The distance runners, they're running 60, 70, 80 miles a week. They feel like they're on a hamster wheel on the indoor track, especially in the ASRC and just in track meets. If you talk to a sprinter, jumper, hurdler, they want to go outside, but they certainly like the weather, climate control of inside. They don't want to go out in the cold or the wind or the rain. They like that. And then when you talk to the throwers, I think they want to get outside too. They really gravitate towards having javelin and discus and real hammer, not just weight toss, and you get a little bit of monotony. So I think for most part they want to get outside if weather is correct. But there sure is something about being nice and cozy inside on a good track. You don't have to worry about it. But I certainly think they'd rather be outside for sure. It's a little more comfortable. Everybody, not a lot of indoor track. There's indoor track in the region, obviously not much indoor track in West Virginia. So our kids, they're used to outdoor, they're ready to get outside.
And when it comes to events, the difference between indoor and outdoor, are there going to be some newer events that we won't see indoor that we'll see for the outdoor season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the 60 becomes 100, no big deal there. 2-4. We'll add in the 60 hurdle, now becomes the 100 hurdle for the ladies or the 110 for the gentlemen. But then you'll add in the 400 hurdle race, so an entire lap. With that, we'll lose the 3K, but add in the 3K steeple, and then we'll add the 10K at the end for the distance, and then we'll lose a relay. We lose the distance medley relay that we'll have this weekend at championship. So a little bit of a tweak. Then when you go to the throws, we'll still have shot put. We'll lose weight toss and add a hammer. Then we'll bring disc and javelin in as well. So a little bit larger of a slate of events because you can be outside and a little more space and those things.
Are they any longer days? I know even high school track can last a good while. Are the outdoor meets a little longer than the indoor ones?
They're all the same. Okay. It's all day. It Groundhog's Day with that. Like, it's just rinse, repeat. But certainly I think the early mornings in outdoor feel a little bit different than the early mornings inside. But the days are so long. It's still 12-hour days no matter what we do out there. It's just what it is.
Absolutely.
Long days.
I can guarantee it is. Coach, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be with us. I know we've got some indoor track stuff, a good amount of indoor track stuff to speak about next week when we continue with that show.
Yeah, we got four or five more meets, hopefully 5 more meets coming up inside.
That's what I mean. It really does seem like there's a new record every single show we do. It's just kind of
having a fun
that
year.
has become rinse repeat as well. But hey, when you're setting records, I'd like to talk about that every time we possibly can. Let's continue to do it. You'll see Coach Falvo next week on the indoor track show. We'll see about outdoor as well, but you'll also see him on the broadcast next week when the Topper basketball teams take on Salem. He will join me as color commentator for that night. So folks, if you've been enjoying hearing Coach Valvo speak throughout the entire year of Inside Hilltopper Athletics, be sure to tune in for that basketball game next week against Salem. Coach, again, thank you for taking time out of your day. We'll see you here very soon on Topper Station. He doesn't go anywhere, folks. He might as well be running around with us wearing a Topper Station logo instead of track. But stick around. When we come back, we will have a representative from the Alpha Tavern joining us on set here, Luke Tolbert, coming up next on Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
A meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community, the health plan. Here for you.
My name is Ron Sismondo. I'm an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon at WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital. So my goal is to never try to take you out of whatever you want to do. I'm not there to pull them off the field. Like, I'm not there to tell you, like, you can't go golfing or you can't do what you love doing and what you enjoy doing. My goal is to make sure that you're able to continue to do it and do it as best as you possibly can. You want to be out there. That's something that's important to you. That's part of your life.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays?
That's incredible.
And several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. Joining me now from the Alpha Tavern itself, we've got Luke Tolbert. For those at home that don't realize this, Luke and I have known each other for basically all our lives. His older sister Michelle and I were in school together, graduated grade school, high school.
Yep.
Our older siblings went to school together as well.
Yep.
You're the lone Tolbert that didn't get to go to school or have an alum in their class for the most part.
Correct. The lucky one.
Well, we can. That's debatable. We'll talk about that once we get off air. Luke, we've got a lot of entertainment, a lot of good things that happen here at the Alpha Tavern. We got some live music. The decor has become very good. I'm pretty certain we still have the chips at the bar, correct?
Yeah, you can still get chips and salsa here at the bar or at any table.
That's one of my favorite things about the Alpha Tavern, always has been. But what's entertainment-wise, what are we coming up in the future for the Alpha?
Well, so every week here at the Alpha Tavern, on Mondays we have Team Bingo from 7 to 9. On Wednesdays we have karaoke with Kaz from 8 to 11. And then Thursdays, Team Trivia from 7 to 9. And Friday and Saturday, depending on the week, we have live entertainment one of those days. This coming Saturday, we actually have Carly Greer featuring Jeff Tappy from 8 to 10. And then in March, I have Gage Joseph, Friday, March 7th from 8 to 11. Our St. Patrick's Day party is going to be March 15th. That's a Saturday, just to try to kick it off. We have Carly Greer and Jeff Tappy coming back again to have a nice big party for that from 8 to 11. And then rounding out the end of the month on March 29th, new to the Alpha Tavern, but not new to the area, Matt Van Fossen is actually going to be coming here and playing from 8 to 11 that day.
Well, in your family, you've got some absolute sports ties throughout the valley, whether it be Coach Mike Young at Wheeling Central. You've got Isaac Ryan right over there for West
Isaac.
Liberty, did very well as a baseball player for the Toppers. Just across the board, sports has been a big part of your family's life. Notre Dame is one of those big schools. Are you as big a Notre Dame fan as the rest of your family?
Yes. It runs in our family. We have it through everyone. You don't even know this, I actually have it on my arm.
Look at that.
I got touchdown Jesus right there.
That's not too bad. I like that.
But yeah, no, I mean, family has gone through. I mean, we were raised Notre Dame fans. One of Mom's cousins, one of the Doobie Dalers, went to Notre Dame and was there. Almost every year we'd go out to South Bend. So
it's a big family tradition, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I wanted to ask a little bit about more here at the Alpha with some of the atmosphere type stuff. You got the live event. What's it like here on the weekends when everybody shows up and is enjoying themselves?
It's a nice crowd. We always try to get something to pack it up. We keep it going. We actually try to entice people. We have happy hour on Fridays from 4 to 7, 50% or 50 cents off all alcohol drinks. So just something nice, bring a nice crowd, still keep it just the old friendly vibe,
Well, I'm going to tell everybody what I'm getting for food once this show is over. We're going to get a burger and some fries with gravy. Again, look at me. I want something heavy to eat. I'm going to go to sleep well tonight. What's your favorite meal here?
I like our mini Roni bites, the bruschetta. The Philly steak hoagie is really good too.
I like the pizza as well. The pizza's not too shabby here.
Pizza's actually very popular.
Well, Luke, I want to thank you very much again, letting everybody know what the entertainment is coming up here at the Alpha. Thank you for having us here at the Alpha and letting us put on Inside Hilltopper Athletics as well. Thank you very much from everybody here at West Liberty. Thank you, folks.
We appreciate you guys.
Stick around. We'll be right back. One more segment. We're going to get to talk to some people that work a lot behind the scenes at West Liberty Athletics. Some names you've heard, but maybe haven't seen their faces all that much on any broadcast, but they're coming up next here on Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
Medical oncology at WVU Cancer Institute Wheeling Hospital. I think there's immense opportunity that's coming with the building of this regional cancer center. I think we'll be able to offer ongoing outstanding quality of care. If you feel the pressure of having to leave your home because you feel like you're going to get better care somewhere else, that's just an added stressor. So our hope is to put in everything just in your backyard.
Hey guys, my name's Todd Cover. I'm President and CEO of Belmont Savings Bank. People ask me all the time what makes Belmont Savings different. Here's a few examples. We are 100% focused on our customers. We have the best checking accounts around. All the decisions are made here locally, and the money stays here in your local community. So follow us on social media to find out what we're doing in your community. I encourage you to visit our website or come check us out in person. How may we help you today?
From the long-lasting and reliable heating and cooling systems we send out the door, to the friendly and knowledgeable dealers who go the extra mile. With a no-hassle replacement limited warranty, you can trust day and night to deliver outstanding service and performance, keeping you a step ahead with advanced technology and exceptional comfort. To find a day and night dealer, visit dayandnightcomfort.com.
Grab a meal at the Dirty Dog Tavern. Located at the top of the hill in West Liberty, Dirty Dog Tavern offers a family-friendly atmosphere with a full menu as well as adult beverages. Catch the game during weekday happy hours, play games like darts or pool, or enjoy the deck with your family and friends. Open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 8. Come to the Dirty Dog Tavern in the town of West Liberty, a proud supporter of Hilltopper Athletics.
If you're looking for off-campus housing, then Hilltop Acres is where you need to be. Just minutes from campus, Hilltop Acres offers modern amenities like high-speed internet, large flat-screen smart TVs, and in-unit laundry, as well as complete kitchens with dishwasher. You'll love the vibrant community vibe and friendly neighbors. Enjoy a balanced student life with everything you need right at your doorstep. So why wait? Make Hilltop Acres your home away from home today.
Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. Joining me now, part of the support staff for West Liberty and Athletics Department, the Athletics Operations Specialist, Logan Watson. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me, Todd.
I know you're more of a behind-the-scenes guy, but you control a lot of the social media content for West Liberty Sports, the Athletics Department, all of those good things. We've seen a lot of great things from West Liberty all across the different sports, from fall to winter. Spring is coming up. What are some of the favorite things you enjoy working on, whether it be videos that you post? What's some of your favorite stuff?
So, videos really where I've really enjoyed work recently. Really started off event operations, still heavy in event operations with Rex. And then probably within the past year, really started getting into photography. We really started investing time and resources into photography, and that really led into videography as well. And being able to capture special moments and being able to capture emotion and stuff like that within athletic events, just catching that raw emotion is just something that I love. I always loved watching it on social media, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Growing up high school, I always just loved seeing videos like that, and I really wanted to take that and just put it on the paper myself. My dad was an artist, and I really grew up chasing wanting to be an artist, but never really found the niche that I was looking for. And I think photography and videography is really where it came into play, and I really started to find what I enjoyed in art, and that, and doing graphics too.
When it comes to art and those kind of things, it's a little bit beyond me. It's way beyond my abilities. But what was it about sports that made you like that to get into videography with sports? Was it a combination of the two?
So, growing up, that is what I loved the most. I loved coming home from school. I played sports my entire life growing up, mainly soccer, but I grew up in Fairmont. I was a big WVU football fan. Mom always made sure to get me out to games. So I was always surrounded by sport, always loved sports. And whenever I went into college, I always thought that I was my true chance, because I wanted to play sports in college. Wasn't athletic enough for it, but
same here, bud. You're in the same boat.
I always wanted to find a way, but just didn't know a way how to keep into it. Got introduced to sport management as a major. Instantly it clicked. I was like, this is what I want. This is what my future is going to be. There's no doubt. And really, photography never really was a thought in my head. Always liked photos. I was always interested in seeing people taking photos, not even at sporting events, but seeing graphics and stuff like that too, from a lot of bigger schools. I always loved seeing, because I was like, that's just it's awesome to see that people just have that kind of talent and eye. And but yeah, it was I never really thought of it as an option until I started working at West Liberty, and then slowly started getting into it. And then, like I said, within the past year, we really decided to invest time and effort into it. And yeah, I think it just all kind of came together into just a really good situation.
Oh, being from Fairmont, did you take the trip back home last weekend for the basketball games?
So I didn't. I was born in Fairmont, grew up there for a little bit, and then I moved to New Martinsville. New Martinsville's my hometown. Okay. My mom went to Fairmont State though, so I do. I tend to try to get out there. Didn't make it this week. We had acrobatics and tumbling at home. It's probably been about 2 years since I made it out there for that. But yeah, because I do still have some ties out there, and I do like to go see people while I'm out there too.
I was going to ask if you had gone down what color T-shirt you were wearing, but I didn't realize you had moved to New Martinsville before that. So I'll let you off the hook.
I'll be
for
wearing
this one.
blue and gold before I wear maroon.
Oh man. Well, what other things when it comes to the social media stuff? You got the pictures. Do very well with videography. Because so folks at home, anything when it comes to West Liberty social media, Logan is doing mass majority of those things and does a tremendous job. At this point, what are some of the biggest moments in your time at West Liberty that you've seen in sports or that you've gotten to witness live?
I think this is a no-brainer. Getting to go and experience us compete for a national championship in basketball 2 years ago. We weren't really, I wasn't into the photography and stuff like that really at that point, but I still got to go out. It was a very special moment for me, probably a moment that I will never forget. I'd say within the past year, being able to finally get good outdoor photos in general has been a special piece of me. It's a lot easier to get stuff done or get photos and stuff taken indoors than it was outdoors. So it really meant a lot to me that we could start off the year knowing that thinking to the spring, soccer's and like football, I was like, man, we can go and get some phenomenal pictures. And I felt like just that season in general was special for me. And now it makes me really excited to look forward to baseball, softball, track. We have a home track meet this year, so I'm really excited to move back outside and to start working on outdoor photography again.
Well, if outdoor track goes as well as indoor is going, you're going to get quite a bit of footage of some record-setting moments throughout men's and women's track coming up for the outdoor track season. Logan, thank you so much for taking time out of your night tonight. Coming on the show, folks, this is one of when we interview Coach Forshee, the athletic director at West Liberty University, this is one of two people he talks up a lot. They are behind the scenes and do a tremendous amount of work to make sure we look good, not just for Topper Station, but West Liberty athletics in general. Logan, thank you so much for all that you do. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to meet one more face behind the scenes when we return to Lancaster, coming up on Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
My name is Tina Botnagar.
Try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
My name is Ron Sismondo. I'm an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon at WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital. So my goal is to never try to take you out of whatever you want to do. I'm not there to pull them off the field. Like, I'm not there to tell you, like, you can't go golfing or you can't do what you love doing and what you enjoy doing. My goal is to make sure that you're able to continue to do it and do it as best as you possibly can. You want to be out there. That's something that's important to you. That's part of your life.
What if your bank offered new checking and savings accounts with a very low balance required, online bill pay, and debit cards issued right away?
I would like that.
What if that bank had extended hours every business day and were open on Saturdays?
That's incredible.
And several of their CD accounts have some of the best interest rates.
That's money in the bank. The right bank.
Open your checking and savings account at Main Street Bank. You deserve a bank this good.
Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. This is the final segment of this show. We've got the Director of Athletic Operations, Rex Lancaster, with us. Rex is one of these guys that doesn't get a whole lot of airtime, doesn't do a lot of interviews. He's behind the scenes, but does a ton for West Liberty sports in general. But anytime you come to a home game for any sport at West Liberty University, Rex has a whole lot to do with making sure things go smoothly, and pretty much perfect 10 for that. Does a tremendous job. Helps us out with broadcasts as well. Rex, welcome to the show.
Todd, thanks for having me. Thanks for all the kind words. I really appreciate that.
It's not just lip service, folks. Rex does a tremendous job for us. He's a huge help to everything that we do in terms of sports. So we'll just ask you kind of in general, with West Liberty, you've been here for quite some time. What's kind of the favorite parts of the job that you have?
I think the favorite part of the job for me is the people I get to work with every day, whether it's Brad, Logan, Teresa, Robin, game day staff, AJ, Broger, who's over there on the side with us, any of the staff that we have, getting to work with them, event in, event out, everyone being prepared is probably the most, that brings me most joy in the job.
You get to work with a lot of student athletes too, because the way it works, it's around pretty much every college. If it's a basketball game, so you got some of the football players or a sport that's not in season during that part of the year, helping out, doing event staff kind of things. The students seem to like you very much. You get a lot of help from them. What are some of the best parts about working with student athletes?
Working with student athletes brings me a lot of joy. A lot of our men's soccer student athletes help in various sports. Former softball student athletes are kind of our main hub of student workers that we can rely on day in and day out. It's really enjoyable. It keeps me young in a lot of ways too. Being around all the youthful college students and the people I get to work with day in and day out. So it's really enjoyable. Seeing them compete. A lot of them work for us too. Yeah. So just all in all, it's a win-win.
I'll agree with you on a lot of the things you said about student athletes. Same for myself and the student broadcast crew. Not only it helps me with modern music, but I also get to teach them that Leslie Nielsen was funnier than Will Ferrell, all kinds of things. I try to get them to watch movies like Airplane. They never, ever come back and say, yeah, I watched it, and it was great. Like you said, I never get any info back. So maybe I'm a little bit different. I'm a little, we got Mason Moffat back here. He won't watch Airplane. He's bothering me a little bit with that. Before the season ends, you got to watch it.
Got to watch Airplane, Mason.
Which sport is your favorite to set up for? I guess I could say the easiest setup would probably be the favorite. Which sport is easiest setup for game day?
The easiest setup is probably every event after we have our first one. So the first one for Logan and I is always like, ooh, is everything good? Are we ready to go? So really, football and basketball, I guess you could say, is the easiest once you get through the first one or two home events and everything's kind of flowing well and you've worked out all your hiccups or any issues you might run into. So yeah, one that is kind of particular that I enjoy setting up as an outdoor sport are soccer and softball, because a lot of the time you are setting up from scratch, and you're building the broadcast, you're doing anything and everything that needs to be done, and I enjoy the rush of it. So Logan and I want to be ready 2 hours before a game starts so we can provide great customer service, be a good host. So that the rush of getting things ready and the timeliness of being ready to go when it's time for tip-off, it's not as easy as just rolling out basketballs or just showing up at Cavalic Field. There's some preparation in all that, whether it's the coaches or it's Logan and I or the administration as a whole. Just getting everything ready and first pitch, tip-off, whatever it may be, and we're ready to go.
We've had some coaches. It's for more the winter coaches show. Danny Irwin, men's wrestling, has paid you some great compliments. There is a bit of an atmosphere that is built for some of these men's wrestling competitions and meets. The smoke gets going when players get introduced. A huge, great atmosphere, and he gives you and your staff a ton of credit for that. Just tremendous things. Did you just see that from other colleges? Again, D1 does a lot of great things like that. At this D2 level, it's a little more difficult.
Yeah, I think you'll see, if you ever come into the office and see Logan and I on a random non-event day, we're talking anything and everything. We might not stealing, but borrowing ideas from other institutions. That's what brings us a lot of joy in going and covering championships that aren't on our campus. It enables us to see it from a different perspective. Is there anything we could be doing different that maybe is someone's doing better or we've not done yet because we've not seen it? So yeah.
Well, I can guarantee this. I don't think you're stealing anything from anybody. It's been copycat, this, that, and the other for quite some time. I don't think there's anything new that's been created for quite a while. Check any kind of entertainment.
Yeah,
it's all like that. You've been at West Liberty for a very, very long time. We asked Logan this as well. What were some of the best one or two moments in your whole career at West Liberty?
Some of my best moments, kind of echoing what Logan mentioned, the coverage of the Division II, our run to the national championship a couple years ago. We hosted a softball regional pre-COVID. We had never we earned the #1 seed. We hosted that tournament. We fell short, but just being involved in a championship on our campus that we've not hosted before, that was really insightful, really good from a professional development standpoint. So those kind of rank pretty high on my list in countless wrestling regionals over the years. So I guess if I had to pinpoint and say one thing in the times that we get to host championships is where I see the most of my joy and see the fruits of the labor come to life and really, really get to enjoy what we do.
Well, Rex, I thank you so much for being on the show with us. Again, folks, a face that is usually behind the scenes but puts in an immense amount of work and time. Huge, huge reason why West Liberty sporting events, when you show up live and get to enjoy them there, he's part of the reason why you enjoy them is Rex Lancaster and his crew, Logan Watson as well. So thank you so much for being on the show with us. I'm glad that the folks at home kind of get to finally put a face to all the hard work that they don't realize, but they see every time they come to a sporting event.
Well, thanks a lot, Todd. I appreciate the time that I got to that's spent here with you today.
Well, thank you. Oh, one more question. I told you I was going to ask you one more before the end of the broadcast. Sorry, folks. Real quick. Huge Miami Hurricanes fan. You got their quarterback coming out in the NFL draft. Where's Cam Ward going to end up getting picked?
Cool. I don't know where he's going to go. If he ends up in Cleveland, if they need a quarterback, I don't know. I'm so consumed with West Liberty athletics and Miami athletics, I don't have much time for the NFL. So if he could end up in Cleveland and maybe I could shoot up and watch him play in person at one point, that would be nice. But don't necessarily care per se. But if he's in Cleveland, I'll take that.
Well, how about this? Mel Kiper hat on. What do you see him projecting as a professional quarterback instead of just college?
I hope a legendary one, for sure. Hopefully.
Honest answers. That's what I like about this. Gives an honest answer. It's his quarterback, Cam Ward, coming out for the Hurricanes. We'll see where he ends up. Hopefully for Rex, he's going to have a great career. And if he does, hopefully for me, he becomes a Pittsburgh Steeler. So that'll be the end of our show. Thank you for watching the preview for the spring sports on Inside Hilltopper Athletics. We'll see you the rest of the year as these sports continue on. Thank you for watching, folks.